Something is shifting deep inside Toronto, and you can feel it in the air even when the stadium lights are off. After a season that finally dragged this team back to the World Series for the first time in 32 long years, the blue and white tasted both glory and heartbreak. 7 games against the Dodgers, 7 emotional roller coasters, and one ending that still feels like biting into a lemon when you expected sugar. And now, just when fans thought the offseason might be calm, change has decided to kick the door down. One chapter has officially closed. Don Mattingly, the veteran bench coach and walking encyclopedia of baseball wisdom, is stepping away after 3 seasons in Toronto. This was a man who carried decades of experience into the dugout, a steady presence who helped reignite belief inside the Rogers Center. He didn't just coach, he mentored, calmed storms, and reminded a young roster what professional baseball is supposed to feel like. And as one familiar voice fades from the clubhouse, another name stands right at the center of the storm. Bichette has been handed a qualifying offer, a 1-year deal worth just over $22 million, and with it, a decision that could steer the franchise in a completely new direction. If he accepts, he remains the face of this generation, the heartbeat of the infield. If he declines, Toronto gets draft compensation, but loses something far harder to replace than numbers on a spreadsheet. What looked like a quiet winter has suddenly turned into a season of crossroads, where every choice feels heavier than the last. The city is still emotionally exhausted from 2025. 32 years of waiting led to one unforgettable World Series run. For a moment, it felt like the curse was cracking. The team fought, the crowd believed, and hope was loud. But baseball, as it loves to do, reminded everyone how cruel it can be. In the middle of that chaos, Mattingly stood like a lighthouse, calm, composed, and endlessly respected. His departure, confirmed quietly, hit harder than expected. Officially, it's about family and personal priorities, but emotionally, it feels like losing a compass. He wasn't just drawing up plans, he was connecting generations, translating pressure into purpose. Reaching his first World Series as a coach against the very Dodgers he once managed only added poetic irony to his exit. No ring, but plenty of respect packed into his bags. Fans are torn. Gratitude battles with anxiety. Mattingly was often seen pulling Bichette aside, talking through slumps, slowing the game down when it felt like everything was spinning too fast. Now that calming voice is gone, and the question lingers, who fills that role? Management insists the team will keep moving forward, but leadership isn't something you replace by checking a box. His exit closes a cycle that once felt like the beginning of something historic. The difference now is that the foundation is sturdier. Guerrero Jr., Bichette, Gosman, and a fan base that's grown tougher with every near miss. Still, losing Mattingly feels like a crack in the armor. He didn't deliver a title, but he restored relevance, and in this city, that matters. And then there's Bichette, the conversation everyone keeps circling back to. After a stellar season, hitting over 300, driving in runs, and nearly rewriting his own legacy in the World Series, he looked ready to cement himself as a lifelong cornerstone. That home run in Game 7 felt like destiny knocking. For a heartbeat, the entire stadium believed. Now reality sets in. The qualifying offer is on the table. Accept it, and he anchors the team for another year. Decline it, and free agency opens its arms wide. Strategically, it makes sense. Emotionally, it's brutal. Bichette is more than stats. He's part of the duo that brought belief back to Toronto, growing alongside Guerrero Jr., carrying the weight of expectations, injuries, criticism, and redemption. He's watched teammates leave, coaches move on, and now Mattingly step away. His decision isn't just about money, it's about belief. Belief that this is still the place where he can win it all. He's said himself how much he's grown here, how much the journey has meant. But love and pressure often walk hand in hand. This moment defines transition, A respected leader exits, a franchise player weighs his future. The silence of November carries that familiar baseball echo, the sound of what might have been and what could still come. This is what it means to rebuild without losing your soul. Mattingly leaves with the gratitude of an entire city. Bichette stands as a reflection of the fan base itself, passionate, intense, loyal, and painfully aware that time never stops. Even when the cold settles in and the Rogers Center sleeps, the blue and white never disappear. To follow this team is to believe through doubt, to wait through winter, and to trust that summer always finds its way back. Here at 9 Innings Media, that's the heartbeat we live for, because even when baseball goes quiet, the passion never does.